Now there are rays that propagate from the cloud to the ground, ground to the cloud or between clouds, and blue rays that rise from the cloud to very high layers of the Earth's atmosphere, said Victor Reglero, professor of astronomy and astrophysics at the UV and researcher at the Image Processing Laboratory, IPL. We know that lightning is well known, and is a natural phenomenon of disruptive electrostatic discharge of great intensity that occurs in the atmosphere, occurring between electrically charged regions, and that they can occur both inside a cloud, or between several clouds, or between a cloud and the ground. But rising from the cloud to the very high layers of the Earth's atmosphere is a phenomenon that was first detected in camera systems on the International Space Station. A group of international researchers in which the University of Valencia, Danish and Norwegian scientists participate, detect for the first time in history a blue ray that was photographed from the moment it is formed until it spreads through the stratosphere of planet Earth. This discovery was published in several journals, which leads to the study of the warming of the highest areas of the Earth's atmosphere and the global electrical circuit, reported by researchers from the University of Valencia. Storms and lightning can be quite a multisensory entertainment. Smells, colors, sounds and lights are the protagonists of this common meteorological phenomenon, which we have all seen and witnessed hundreds of times. But storms and lightning still hide secrets unknown to many. However, there is another class of more rare and incredible events that appear as very blue and intense jets that rise from the cloud towards the highest parts of the Earth's atmosphere. They are the so-called blue jets, blue glimpses, and blue starters. Surely many of us do not know what blue jets, elves and goblins, or red jellyfish are. In fact, they are phenomena that can occur during a thunderstorm. How ephemeral and fleeting they are implies that those who study them depend on the data they can obtain in less than a second. On Earth, goblins and elves appear reddish in color due to their interaction with nitrogen in the upper atmosphere. But in space such as Jupiter, the upper atmosphere is made up mostly of hydrogen, so it is likely that they look blue or pink, explained Juno scientist Giles. These occur 10 to 15 kilometers up from the clouds, rise in the atmosphere, and in order to obtain more detailed information on these electrical phenomena, can only be seen from space. The European Space Agency installed an instrument on the International Space Station. The accommodation of electrical charges that occurs inside a storm generates an ionizing movement of the components of the atmosphere, which gives rise to the powerful discharges that we colloquially know as lightning. These move sometimes between clouds, and sometimes from cloud to ground or ground to cloud. Victor Reglero's research team, together with Danish and Norwegian researchers, discovered and fully determined a blue ray, establishing its position, duration, evolution, and speed from its origin in the upper layer of clouds. The European Space Observatory Atmosphere-Space Interactions Monitor, ASIM, aims to monitor the expansion of energy from the place where lightning occurs to the ionosphere, and observe how this can trigger various physical processes. Now, ASIM is helping researchers search for the answers and shedding new light on climate phenomena and their characteristics. In addition, the relationship was established to the microsecond between the parent ray and its transformation into the form of ascending light, something that had never been achieved before. ASIM is a compilation of optical cameras, photometers, and an X-ray and gamma detector that was installed on the International Space Station in 2018. It is designed to investigate electrical discharges caused in stormy weather situations that extend above thunderstorms to the higher atmosphere. At this time, for the first time, ASIM's findings have been reported in Nature as a cover story. The report describes a sighting of 5 bright blue flashes on top of a cloud, one of which generates a blue jet in the stratosphere. These are plasma eruptions that originate 16 kilometers up from the cloud and depart, in a matter of microseconds, towards the highest areas of the stratosphere, Reglero said. With a permanence of 20 microseconds, a signal 100 times stronger than usual in the so-called blue photometer, 337 nanometers, and in the red photometer, 777 nanometers. The scientists conclude that the image is cone-shaped and that its aperture it increases as the emission progresses in its 196 microseconds duration and rises to the atmosphere until it reaches 56 kilometers in height, in a cloud near the island of Nauru in the Pacific Ocean. As announced by the ESA, the spark also generated ELVs with an equally fantastic sound. ELVs are rapidly expanding rings of ultraviolet and optical emissions at the bottom of the ionosphere. Here, electrons, radio waves, and the atmosphere interact to form these emissions. In a similar way, the analyzed work of the rays of said area with ground-based data, and create the relationship between the beginning of a ray and the violent blue emission detected by the photometers. If you want to continue watching more videos about the universe, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell so that you are aware of the following videos. This is one of the many new phenomena that ISM is observing above thunderstorms, and it shows that we still have a lot to discover and learn about our universe, said Astrid Orr, coordinator of physical sciences at ESA. This paper is an impressive highlight of the many new phenomena that ISM is observing above thunderstorms and shows that we still have much to discover and learn about our universe. This is the first time that we can correlate a parent ray with the predominant emission in blue and propagating towards the highest parts of the atmosphere, explained Victor Reglero. Now there are rays that propagate from the cloud to the ground and vice versa, or between clouds, and blue rays that rise from the cloud to very high layers of the atmosphere. This is the news. Capturing these phenomena by bringing in ISM's highly sensitive tools is vital for scientists investigating meteorological systems on Earth. Observations hold clues about how lightning strikes start in clouds, and researchers say these phenomena may even be the most important factor in the concentration of greenhouse gases in Earth's atmosphere, which emphasizes once again how important it is to find out exactly what is happening above our heads. A future task, Reglero said, is to evaluate the frequency of blue rays and their contribution to the total load moving in the CEG. This is our challenge for the next few years, he assured. There are many things to find, such as blue jets, elves and red goblins. These strange-sounding objects are very difficult to observe from the surface of the Earth. In 2019, a scientific paper based on the ISM results explored terrestrial gamma-ray flashes, TGF, that occur when the strong electric field grouped with electrical storms stimulates particles in the atmosphere. These particles then emit radiation. The 2019 article was also the first to suggest that lightning triggers TGFs and ELVs. The most recently published papers by scientists from 2020 include comparing investigations of the same lightning bolt in Colombia from space and ground, and a 3-year summary of the ISM search describing applications in weather forecasting and public safety, among other data. Congratulations to all the scientists and university teams that made this possible, as well as the engineers who built the observatory, and the ground support teams that operate ISM. A true international collaboration that has led to amazing discoveries, added Astrid Orr. So those dark clouds, the smell of rain on a hot paved road, the flashes of intense light followed by a loud crackling, and then a slow thunder and rumbling sound. Who doesn't love a good summer storm? We've all seen one, heard one, or been completely drenched by one. But how much will we really realize about this meteorological phenomenon? Thank you very much for watching this video. What do you think of this mysterious blue ray coming out of the stratosphere? Do you want us to talk about a specific topic? Let us know in the comment section below. See you in the next video, here at Interstellar Worlds.